Hello, Medford Arts Center Poetry Gathering friends. This is Vince.
And Naomi.
Welcome you once again to our home and to the June 2020 Medford Arts Center Poetry Gathering. Each week in June, we'll be posting a different video. Each video will feature words from local artists, celebrating poets and artists across the world, and words of impact. Each video will be available on the Medford Arts Center website, or you can visit YouTube and search for Medford Arts Center Poetry Gathering. Tonight we'll start first with the winner of our 2019 Adult Poetry Contest. These are the words of Susan Montaigne. There once was a girl who built things, a carpenter, if you will. She had no formal training, though it was her lifelong skill. Her work was top-notch quality, a protest never heard. But she didn't craft with normal tools. She built things with her words. They came to her with weak foundations and visions lacking ground. They didn't have the layouts. Their structures were not sound. They never gave her notice. She was just a call away. They'd need her tools sometimes for hours, or kept them countless days. She sawed away their emptiness and hammered out their tears. Her work came with the guarantee it would withstand the years. And many would come in hopelessness when their old homes fell apart. And she'd open up her weary arms and house them in her heart. But her body started to tire after many years with no break. Her heart was crowded tightly, with no more residents to take. They all had happy homes now and slept peacefully on their own. The busy little carpenter was now quietly alone. So she gathered up her rusty tools and gracefully moved on. She knew they'd need her help again because her work was never done. Thank you, Susan. Next, words from an artist born in 1952 in Houston, Texas. Best-selling author, spiritual leader, and activist. Published in 1992, this is an excerpt from Marianne Williamson's A Return to Love. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. Our next artist was born in 1929 in Prussia. And though she only lived for 15 years, her words are most known for her diary. But Anne Frank was also a poet. She wrote, "If you did not finish your work properly and lost precious time, then once again take up your task and try harder than before. If others have reproached you for what you have done wrong, then be sure to amend your mistake. That is the best answer one can make." Anne Frank. And finally, our favorite artist here in the Medford Arts Center, born in 1935 in Maple Heights, Ohio, and winner of the 1984 Pulitzer Prize. These are the words of Mary Oliver, Angels. You might see an angel anytime and anywhere. Of course, you have to open your eyes to a second level, but it's not really hard. The whole business of what's reality and what isn't has never been solved and probably never will be. So I don't care to be too definite about anything. I have a lot of edges called perhaps and almost nothing. You can call certainty. For myself, but not for other people. That's a place you just can't get into. Not entirely anyway, other people's heads. I'll just leave you with this. I don't care how many angels can dance on the head of a pin. It's enough to know that for some people, they exist, and that they dance. Mary Oliver. And next, words of impact. This artist attended Dartmouth from 1946 to 1948. And in 2002, Dartmouth University welcomed back Fred Rogers. This is an excerpt from his commencement address. Have you heard of my favorite story that came from the Seattle Special Olympics? Well, for the 100-yard dash, there were 9 contestants, all of them so-called physically or mentally disabled. All 9 of them assembled at the starting line, and at the sound of the gun, they took off. But not long afterward, one little boy stumbled and fell, and hurt his knee and began to cry. The other 8 children heard him crying. They slowed down, turned around, and ran back to him. Every one of them ran back to him. One little girl with Down syndrome bent down and kissed the boy. She said, "This'll make it better." The little boy got up, and he and the rest of the runners linked their arms together and joyfully walked to the finish line. They all finished the race at the same time. And when they did, everyone in that stadium stood up and clapped and whistled and cheered for a long, long time. People who were there are still telling this story with great delight. And you know why. Because deep down we know that what matters in this life is more than winning for ourselves. What really matters is helping others win too. Even if it means slowing down and changing our course now and then. Fred Rogers. And finally, words written in 1989 by the Academy Award-winning screenwriter Tom Shulman. We don't read and write poetry because it's cute. We read and write poetry because we are members of the human race. And the human race is filled with passion. In medicine, law, business, engineering, these are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for. This is Vince.
And Naomi.
Wishing you good health until we see you again. Good night.
Good night.